Hi everyone, it's Jen on the go. Welcome or welcome back to this channel. I've had more Instacart shoppers reach out to me these past couple weeks with their deactivation stories and desperation for help. I feel so bad because once shoppers are deactivated, it's nearly impossible to get back onto the platform. These deactivations come without warning and with no fair appeals process. Instacart is ruthless and heartless, and all shoppers can do is to be aware of these deactivation causes and be extremely careful moving forward. If you are interested in hearing what these reasons are, stay with me because I'm getting into all of these right now. Okay, let's go. Instacart now has well over 500,000 active shoppers on its platform, and that number continues to grow because shoppers are expendable. So for every one shopper that is deactivated, there are hundreds more that are in the wings waiting to take their place. Instacart does this because they don't put value on the human being that is on the other side of their app, which is really unfortunate. And therefore, it is imperative that shoppers at least know all of the things that can threaten their accounts, because Instacart claims they will listen to shoppers and give them a fair appeals process, but it's just lip service. They just don't. And again, it is very rare once shoppers are deactivated that they will ever have a chance of getting back on the platform. And I know that there are other third-party companies out there stating, sign up with us in case you are deactivated, but I've not ever heard of one person that was able to get their accounts back from one of these companies that stated they can't. So be very careful when it comes to that. Really, shoppers' best defense is to make sure that this doesn't happen to them, because again, Instacart will spit us out like they do everybody else every single day. So right now there's a very new reason that Instacart shoppers are being deactivated. It's pretty perplexing and it's new, so I'm going to read to you what this reason is, and then I want you to also let me know in the comments below if you heard of this happening, if you know that this is happening to anyone else, because this is happening and it's on the uptick with shoppers every single day. The cause is fraudulent delivery distance, right? And I'm going to read you what the deactivation actually states. I'm going to put it here as well so you can read it with me. Oh, I need my glasses. It states, "Dear so-and-so, our records indicate that there are multiple instances of potentially fraudulent activity relating to the distance you've driven to deliver batches. These instances violate the Instacart full-service shopper account access guidelines and are therefore a breach of your independent contractor agreement. As a result, your account has been suspended pending further investigation. If you would like to dispute this claim, please respond to this email within 24 to 48 hours with any evidence that supports your case. Your account will remain suspended while under review. We'll reach out back to you in a few days with the final decision." Again, this reason for deactivation is fraudulent delivery distance. And even though Instacart sends that generic email stating that we will investigate this and let you know if you're going to get back on the platform, every single one of these shoppers that receive this email is not back on the platform. And every single one of these shoppers who this has happened to stated they immediately left the grocery store and went straight to the customer's residence. So they, again, are reaching out to Instacart stating, can you please look at the miles? Can you track on the app? You can look at Google Maps. So it's, for whatever reason, there is a distance disconnect with Instacart. I personally have had several times now when I am en route to a customer's home with still 10 more miles left to drive, a message that pops up from Instacart stating click on delivery. So they want me to hurry up and deliver it, except for I'm on my way to deliver it. So this could be happening as well. And I also did read that since Google Maps recently did an update, they don't necessarily take you the fastest route. So that could be an issue as well. Unfortunately, with this new app update and the extreme limitation on the amount of batches that we get to see right now as shoppers, the distances with these batches that Instacart is sending us are so far. I think I was offered one yesterday and the distance was 38 miles from the store to the resident's home. that is a risk. So all I can say to you guys is this is happening. Again, let us know in the comments below if this has ever happened to you, or if you ever received an email warning about this, and if you did, what you did to get around this. Again, they're sending us for far distances, yet they're punishing shoppers for exceeding the time limit it takes to get to the resident's house. And sometimes things happen. There are detours. There is traffic that happens. So it's really frustrating, and it's really concerning, because again, with the batches we see right now that are so far away, and now shoppers getting deactivated because of these long distances, and they're not delivering in this time frame, when the shoppers are saying, hey, I left the store and went right to the customer's house, it's perplexing. So be careful of this. You were warned of this. Not that there's much more we can do, but I guess the only thing that we can do is stay away from the batches that have those long distance miles. Again, 38 miles is an absolute no. That's the only thing that we can really do at this time until Instacart gets to the bottom of why this is happening. In the meantime, all of these shoppers now are left without their accounts because Instacart accused them of taking too long to deliver these groceries. But who really is this on? This is on Instacart. Another reason Instacart shoppers are getting deactivated that is on the rise. It's certainly not a new reason, but it is happening more and more. It's due to violation of alcohol delivery. I received an email last week from a shopper who emailed me in a panic, and she did realize she made a mistake. But what's happening is the app right now, the Instacart app, glitches a lot. And if you are in a remote area where you are delivering, which it's happened to me, I'm sure it's happened to you, where you lose service, this is exactly what happened to her. She did an alcohol delivery order. She took it to this resident's home. She was an older woman and she was irritated. So it took her a while to come to the door. This shopper said, I need to scan your ID. And at that particular time, the app started not working. It was glitching and she was not able to scan the ID. So instead of being patient, which she should have done, and I know hindsight's always 20/20, so I don't really want anyone coming at her negatively in the comments below, because we don't know what we would have done in this situation, because the customer was getting very angry with her and very impatient. And she said, I don't have time for this, and she was older, and there was an awkward pause at the door, and instead of waiting for this app to finally resolve and to try to reconnect it or contact chat support, which is what she should have done, and she should have been patient, she instead said to the woman, go ahead and take your alcohol and I'll just scan my driver's license. So you know that you can never scan your own ID, and shoppers are starting to do this because of all of these app outages that are happening, and they're delivering to customers who are getting impatient, and when the app stops working, they're taking either a photograph of the customer's ID so they can scan it in later or put it in manual later. But what you cannot do is leave that residence without verifying that the person at the door is the person you are handing the alcohol to, that they have a valid ID, and that you are able to scan their driver's license in, not shoppers' own driver's licenses. One thing you can do is, if you can't scan in that license, you can type it in manually. But again, if the app glitches and you can't get online, you cannot leave the alcohol with the customer if you weren't able to successfully scan the alcohol in. So I just wanted to throw that out there, because you do want to be extremely careful, and we need to learn from this. And of course, even though she tried to appeal it, she knows that when she used her own license, she was pretty much out of luck, and instead she should have just tried to get back online, contact chat support, and at the very least not leave the alcohol with that customer under any circumstances, especially without that ID. That is absolutely grounds for immediate deactivation. And speaking of alcohol deliveries, have you guys ever had customers who get really upset and angry that you've had to knock on the door 10,000 times and contact them, and when they finally come to the door, they have an attitude because they have to show you their ID? I don't get it. It's like, you're the one ordering the alcohol. We want to give this to you, but we have to follow the policy. So when you are doing an alcohol order, and this is what I have started doing, and it's been working every time for me, the minute I step into that grocery store and I see that there's alcohol, I text them. right away and I let them know that, hey, I see your alcohol. Just want to let you know this will take me about 20 minutes. Please have your ID ready. And if they don't respond, I will call them. I just want to give them a heads up. But you definitely want to make that communication, because that way it's a little less stressful on the other end. And again, under no circumstances should shoppers be ever scanning in their own licenses just to appease the customer. I will wait all day if I have to, but please never leave the alcohol with that customer who you did not verify their ID. And if there is an app glitch, you're going to have to wait and at least contact chat support until you are comfortable with what is happening. Another reason shoppers are getting deactivated is because they are not passing the selfie check. And this is not a new reason. I did talk about this in a past video. However, it is more common and it is happening every day to so many shoppers. You wouldn't think that this would be happening, but for whatever reason, shoppers are getting caught off guard. So they're taking these photos either in not great lighting. This happened to another shopper where she was asked to take the photograph and the phone slipped out of her hand and fell. And when she went to pick the phone up, she accidentally hit that camera button and it took a picture of the floor or the wall, and definitely not her face. But if this were to happen, you would think, oh, no problem, this was an error. But instead, she was immediately deactivated from the platform, sent in her appeal, only to be rejected. So that is really unfortunate. And again, it's something so simple, but it is happening. So next time you get that prompt to take the photograph, just make sure you have two hands on the phone and you really take it seriously, because once you are kicked out of the system because it's a glitch, and this is an algorithm, this isn't a person who is deactivating us, this is the system, the algorithmic management system Instacart uses, you're not going to get back on. And I just feel so bad for this shopper, because she was like, oh my gosh, I'm sick to my stomach, this happened to me, it was just a mistake. And again, absolutely no recourse. So just be very careful, make sure you are in great lighting. If you have a hat on, take it off. Just, you know, a lot of people in the last video that I posted about this reason, they came at me saying this isn't happening, but I'm telling you that it is. And just because it's not happening to you doesn't mean it's not happening. So just, I wanted you to be warned again that this is happening. Just be very careful when it comes to taking your photograph. Make sure you are in that lighting, you have nothing obstructing your face. And yeah, that's crazy, right? These are definitely not the only reasons Instacart shoppers can be deactivated for, but they do seem to be a little more common right now. Let's face it, there is no fair appeals process on Instacart, and they are non-responsive to shoppers' desperate pleas for help, so we have to help ourselves. Again, thank you all so much for being here. Please let all of us know in the comments below your thoughts about these deactivations. And of course, it is always so great to hear from you if you want to add anything else whatsoever related to whatever you want to talk about. I really enjoy each and every one of you and what you have to say. I am learning so much from you, and I hope you are all learning from each other. I appreciate your support more than you could ever know. Thank you all so much for subscribing to this channel and for liking these videos, for sharing them so that they do end up in the right hands at the exact right time. I respect all of you so much. I know how hard you work out there and how tough it is to work in the gig economy. Just know that you have an admirer in me. I love you all. I hope you are having a great week. I can't wait to see you guys all again this Sunday for another video. In the meantime, keep doing you, because you guys are awesome. Love you. Bye.